I insulted my husband after he asked for a paternity test and suggested I cheated. So I'm 26, and I've been married to Tony for 3 years. We have a 1-year-old daughter named Emma who is absolutely the light of our lives. Or at least I thought she was for both of us until last Tuesday, when everything went sideways. I was folding laundry in our bedroom when Tony came home from work looking all weird and distant. He sat on the edge of our bed and just stared at the wall for like 10 minutes without saying anything. I kept asking what was wrong, but he just kept shaking his head. Finally, he turned to me and said we needed to talk. My stomach dropped because that's never good. He started going on about how Emma doesn't really look like him, and how his coworker Brad had been making comments about it. Apparently, Brad told him that Emma has my eyes and nose, but nothing from Tony's side of the family. Then Tony dropped the bomb. He said he wanted a paternity test to make sure Emma was actually his kid. I literally stopped mid-fold with one of Emma's tiny socks in my hand and just stared at him. I asked if he was seriously suggesting I cheated on him. He got all defensive and said he wasn't accusing me of anything, but that he just needed to know for sure. He kept saying it would give him peace of mind, and that lots of guys do it these days. I was so shocked I couldn't even speak for a minute. That's when I completely lost it. I told him that if he needed a paternity test to believe his own daughter was his, then maybe he should also get a brain scan to see if he actually had one. I said that Emma looks exactly like my baby pictures, and that maybe if he spent more time actually looking at his daughter instead of listening to his idiot coworker Brad, he would know that, but I wasn't done. I told him that asking for a paternity test was basically him calling me a cheater and a liar, and that if he really thought so little of me after 3 years of marriage, then maybe he should go stay at Brad's house since Brad seemed to have so many opinions about our family. Tony's face went completely red and he started stammering about how I was overreacting. That just made me angrier. I told him that the fact that he thought I was overreacting proved he had no idea how insulting this was. I said that if roles were reversed, and I asked him to prove he wasn't stealing money from our joint account, he would lose his mind. Then I really went for it. I told him that Brad was probably just jealous because his own wife left him last year and took their kids, and that maybe Tony should think about why he was taking marriage advice from a guy who couldn't keep his own family together. I finished by saying that if he wanted a paternity test so badly, he could get one, but that once he got the results proving Emma was his, he better be prepared to grovel for forgiveness for the rest of his life, and that he was sleeping on the couch until further notice. Tony tried to backtrack and say he didn't mean it like that, but the damage was done. He's been sleeping on the couch for 5 days now and keeps trying to bring me flowers and apologize, but every time I look at him, I just get angry all over again. The worst part is that Emma keeps crawling over to the couch looking for Daddy, and I have to explain why Daddy is sleeping there. She doesn't understand, obviously, but it breaks my heart. Yesterday, Tony's mom called me because he had told her what happened. She said she understood why I was upset, but that maybe I should just do the test to put it to rest. I told her that wasn't the point and that her son had basically accused me of being unfaithful. She got quiet and said she would talk to him. An hour later, Tony came home with his tail between his legs saying his mom had ripped him a new one and told him he was being an idiot. Apparently, she reminded him that Emma has his grandpa's chin dimple and his cousin's curly hair texture.